Welcome one and all. Thank you so much for stopping by the video today, fellow fans of Clash of Clans. It is your host, Galvadon. It is episode number 249 of No Cash Clash, and in today's episode, I do something that I said I would never do. We're going to make a change that I didn't intend to do. We're going to take a different direction temporarily, and you may have guessed already what I'm talking about. Rather than farming with sneaky goblins and super wall breakers, we actually let the super troop boost run out, and we decided that we would try Pekkas. Just like on Gem Farm Fix Max That Rush, the Pekkas are in action, and I'll tell you right now, yes, they annihilate with an asterisk, okay? Now, you're going to see a few raids in today's episode where Pekkas absolutely demolish enemy bases. And it's great, fine, they're doing a good job, they're going to roll through, we're going to steamroll most bases, offense is stronger than defense, and these aren't the best bases in the world. But the key is here that I think Pekkas and any other farming army are still going to have to take a backseat to sneaky goblins and super wall breakers, and I will explain why in just a moment. But first, today's episode is sponsored by use code Galvadon. That's right. Use code Galvadon. Download today. Epic battles. Oh, hold on. Anyway, use code, the creator code. The creator code. It's amazing. And don't forget to use a creator code. Back to today's episode. And that's right. The Pekkas have picked up a 3-star. A dozen Pekkas. Dodeca Pekka is wiping out bases around the nation, around the world, really. And yes, okay, so let's explain why a raid like this that crushes every base in its path would not be the ideal raid to use if you are a farmer. And here is the reason. First of all, you probably have a trophy range that you like to stay in as a town hall, whatever. I like champion 2-3, maybe even a little bit lower. And in order to stay in that range, you don't want to win every single battle. Let's be honest, you're going to have to spend some time dropping, even if it's relatively fast, if you're 3-starring every single base. Now, Pekkas take just about as much time to train as a sneaky goblin raid, so that's not really a factor. The biggest factor is the way you choose to drop. Now, if you want to drop trophies because you keep winning, you drop down maybe a hero and you end the raid, right? That's a quick way to do it. But why not drop a few sneaky goblins, snipe those outside collectors that you see that are just overflowing with loot, and then lose a few trophies. You're gaining loot while losing trophies. It is much more efficient, and given all other variables are just about the same, you're going to pick up all of the loot, whether you're here using Dodeca Pekka or you're using the sneaky goblins. But Dodeca Pekka, those Pekkas are not great for sniping. And when I say sniping, I mean that quick raid where you see there's something like 2 million in loot around the edges, overflowing from the gold mines, from the elixir collectors, and even from the dark elixir pumps. That's a raid where you just want to drop maybe a dozen or 2 dozen sneaky goblins and grab all of that loot and run. You only have a dozen Pekkas, it's going to get difficult, it's going to be a pain in the butt in order to try to get snipes done with Pekkas. And then of course it takes much longer to train one Pekka than it does to train one sneaky goblin. So let's think about that. That's the crucial difference. You train a whole army, it's going to cost the same length of time out of your life. You train one unit, it goes much more quickly for the little sneaky goblin, and those are the guys that are going to be just as effective at sniping off, say, 1 gold storage. You have to use an entire Pekka or 1 little sneaky goblin. So for that reason, that is why the sneaky goblin super wall breaker farming raids will continue, and that is why I suggest that you use them. There is really only one reason to use any other army, and that is to get better at the game, to get better at attacking so that you can be more successful in clan war, in CWL. That's a good reason to switch. Other than that, if you're purely looking for efficiency, you need to stick to what we've been doing over here for the past year or so probably. And we're getting closer. Every single No Cash Clash episode closes us in on Town Hall 14. And that's crazy. I mean, I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. I'm going to get to Town Hall 14, folks, not rushing and not ever spending a penny. on this account. I'm actually pretty excited about it, and I definitely take a lot of pride in this account. Now, right now we have 2 builders free. We're going to go ahead and one more time, because we don't have quite enough loot, we're going to pop in and, yes, purchase a few more resources. But again, remember, you guys, the wall rings, the training potions, those are the way to go if you really want to be efficient, if you have the time. But if you're running short on time, like yours truly, why not buy a few resources and get those builders to work? Because for me, that's the biggest problem. I don't ever want this account to have builders that sit for even a few hours, much less overnight or for an entire day. I want those builders getting right back to work and getting the upgrades done, because today we are just about down to the single digits in remaining defensive upgrades. Yeah, we've got a few walls, and the walls seem to be lagging, but the good thing about that, the good news about the fact that the walls are not done, is at least we have an elixir sink. Because remember the rule, once you get to the point that you're wasting 2 of 3 resources when you're raiding and you don't need them, that's when you want to go to the next town hall level. Right now, I'm relatively pleased with the progress, because we actually have somewhere to spend our elixir, our gold, and of course our dark elixir. And now that I mentioned that, you know, I'm thinking it might be a good idea not to use the hammers of heroes on the royal champion to get her to 25, because maybe she can progress naturally alongside the remaining defenses and the remaining walls, and then it's possible that all 3 could complete at just about the same time, and that would be perfect. Now, of course, as I'm saying this, I'm out there buying 100,000 dark elixir with raid medals. Galadon, no, this is not what you want to do. Gosh darn it. All right, well, okay. Well, okay, now that I've said it out loud, though, we can think about this and we can focus on slowing down just a little bit on the royal champion. She's at level 22. She's going to be on her way to level 23. If we go ahead and let those last 2 levels come naturally as we farm, we could end up finishing all 3, gold, elixir on the walls, dark elixir on the heroes, at the same time. And that would be amazing. I mean, I'll tell you right now, any farmer should strive for this, because A, you're not going to be rushed, and 2, you're being efficient. And efficiency is what we're all about here at No Cash Clash. So once again, let's check out the status report of No Cash Clash and notice that we lost a few trophies. But again, that's intentional. We don't want to get too high. Don't want to be farming in Titan yet. And gems, let's go. Nearly 4,000 gems. What are we going to do with all those gems? What are we going to do with all these maxed out heroes? Just a couple more levels. And then walls, almost down, very nearly to 100 walls and 10 defenses. Let's go, fellow fans. Thank you guys for supporting No Cash Clash and the channel. You know I love thinking about it. I appreciate every single one of you every single day. So get out there, make the best of the rest of your day, week, month, and year. Be kind to other people, animals, and the planet. And I hope to see every last one of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks.
Galadon, I have 2 problems with today's episode. Number 1, no gyms. And B, the way you count things in a list.